Truck lots are jammed, sales have flatlined, and dealers are in full-blown panic mode, throwing out rebates, free upgrades, and begging buyers to show up. Some trucks got too fancy, others got too old. A few should have never existed in the first place. This isn't just a list, it's a warning. If you're truck shopping in 2025, these are the models dealerships desperately want off their hands, and the ones you'll regret driving off the lot. Honda Ridgeline. It was supposed to be a clever twist on the traditional pickup. The Honda Ridgeline offered a smooth ride, good fuel economy, and a practical 5FT bed. Beneath the hood sits a 3,500 cubic centimeter V6 engine that delivers 280 horsepower and 262 lb-ft of torque. On paper, those numbers sound respectable, and for drivers who just need a weekend hauler for garden supplies or a trip to the hardware store, it fits the bill. But that's the problem. The Ridgeline doesn't feel like a truck, built on a unibody. Platform, the same foundation used in most SUVs. It drives more like a crossover than a real pickup. Traditional truck buyers can tell the difference. They aren't just looking for comfort or quiet cabins, but they want strength, ruggedness, and a build that can handle dirt roads, towing loads, and tough conditions. The Ridgeline misses the mark entirely. It lacks off-road grit, has limited towing capability, and has long been mocked by pickup purists as the truck for people who don't actually like trucks. This perception has killed its momentum. Today, dealerships across the country are practically begging buyers to take one home, offering 0% financing, free maintenance plans, and big accessory bonuses just to clear space. But no matter how sweet the deal, buyers keep looking elsewhere. Nissan Titan. It was supposed to be Nissan's full-throttle comeback, a bold strike against Detroit's iron grip on the full-size truck market. The Nissan Titan had one mission: take on the American giants and win. Armed with a 5,600 cubic centimeter V8 engine, solid towing specs, and a rugged frame, it looked like a serious contender. It offered real power, decent reliability, and skipped the inflated price tags of Ford and Ram. On paper, everything clicked. In reality, it flopped hard. In 2023, Nissan quietly pulled the plug. The Titan was officially discontinued, and with that, buyer confidence evaporated. When a vehicle line ends, so does trust. Suddenly, parts availability, service support, and resale value all get thrown into question. Once the word discontinued sticks, the damage is brutal. Now, dealerships are facing a full-on nightmare. Titans are gathering dust, and even with steep cash discounts, extended warranties, and aggressive loyalty offers, they can't move them. Some dealers are offering $5,000 incentives just to clear space, but buyers aren't showing up. The Titan has become the ultimate zombie truck. It still runs, still appears in glossy ads, but in the minds of buyers, it's already buried. A dead nameplate with no future, no hype, and no real reason to buy. GMC Canyon GMC wanted a showstopper, something that screamed luxury in a segment. Built on utility. That was the idea behind the Canyon, a mid-sized pickup dressed up to impress. It looked bold, carried the upscale GMC badge, and promised serious performance. Under the hood sits a turbocharged 2,700 cubic centimeter four-cylinder engine, pumping out 310 horsepower and a jaw-dropping 430 lb-ft of torque. Real power on par with some full-size trucks. On paper, it looked like a slam dunk. In reality, it's falling flat. Here's why. Buyers aren't buying the hype. The Canyon shares most of its DNA with the Chevrolet Colorado, a truck that costs thousands less. Yes, the Canyon has more chrome, a few upgraded materials, and a slightly quieter ride, but that's not enough. Most buyers quickly realize they're paying a premium for a badge, not a better truck. Many shoppers walk into the showroom expecting something special, something that justifies the price tag. Instead, they find a dressed-up Colorado with a marketing pitch. That disconnect kills the deal fast. Dealerships are now buried in Canyons they can't sell. To push inventory, they're throwing everything at buyers. Free maintenance, extended 0% financing, and stacked accessory bundles. In some areas, markdowns climb well past $5,000. But even with the extras, buyers are walking away. The Canyon wanted to be the refined alternative, but ended up as the overpriced twin no one asked for. Nissan Frontier. It was the blue-collar workhorse everyone could count on. Simple, affordable, and built like a tank. For years, the Nissan Frontier earned its stripes as a no-nonsense hauler that got the job done without flash or fuss. But then Nissan made a critical mistake. It did nothing. For over a decade, while the rest of the industry evolved, the Frontier sat still. No updates, no redesigns, just the same old truck collecting dust on dealer lots. Meanwhile, Ford, Toyota, and Chevrolet rolled out fresh tech, smarter interiors, and eye-catching designs. Nissan was stuck in neutral, and the longer they waited, the more buyers forgot it existed. When the long overdue redesign finally arrived in 2022, expectations were sky high. The new Frontier brought a 3,870 cubic centimeter V6 engine, making 310 horsepower and 281 lb-ft of torque, a modernized cabin, new safety features, and rugged styling that looked ready for a comeback. But it was too little, too late. The years of neglect had done real damage. The Frontier had slipped off buyers' radars completely, and the redesign wasn't enough to bring it back into the conversation. Dealerships stocked up, expecting a hit, and were blindsided by the silence. Now, Nissan dealers are offering regional, blowout deals, cashback incentives topping $5,000, and long-term 0% financing. Still, interest remains ice cold. In this business, trust takes years to earn but only a few to lose, and Nissan waited too long to fix what wasn't broken until it finally was. Ram Classic, it's the truck that time forgot, but Ram refuses to let it die. The Ram Classic should have ridden off into the sunset years ago. Instead, it has become the full-size pickup that just won't go away. Originally launched as the previous generation Ram 1500, it was meant to fade quietly when the all-new model debuted in 2019, but Ram had other plans. They kept the Classic alive as a low-cost alternative. Now that gamble is unraveling fast. The truck is powered by a 3,650 cubic centimeter V6 engine, delivering 305 horsepower and 269 lb-ft of torque, with an optional 5,700 cubic centimeter V8 cranking out 395 horsepower and 410 lb-ft of torque. On paper, those specs still sound decent, but in practice, the Ram Classic is completely outclassed. The interior feels like a time capsule, filled with hard plastics, tiny screens, and controls that look 2 generations behind. It lacks the comfort, technology, and refinement today's buyers expect, even in entry-level trims. Worse, buyers are fully aware of it. Dealerships are now sitting on unsold inventory and slashing prices. In many markets, discounts exceed $5,000 off MSRP, bundled with 0% financing and service perks. But even that isn't enough. The Ram Classic feels less like a value play and more like a stubborn holdover from another era, one nobody's asking for anymore. Ford F150 Lightning didn't just launch a truck. They tried to launch a revolution. The Ford F150 Lightning was marketed as the future of American work vehicles. Powerful, practical, and fully electric. It was the next chapter in the legacy of the country's best-selling truck. At first, it looked like a knockout, with up to 580 horsepower and 775 lb-ft of torque. The Lightning could hit 60 mph in under 4 seconds and tow up to 10,000 lbs. The numbers were jaw-dropping. Then reality hit hard. The first issue was range. While Ford advertised up to 320 miles on a full charge, that number collapsed once you hooked up a trailer, filled the bed, or simply hit highway speeds. Many owners reported losing nearly half their range doing basic truck tasks, a deal breaker. Then came the price tag. Fully loaded, Lightning shot past $100,000, a number most working class buyers couldn't justify, even with federal tax credits and dealer incentives. Suddenly, the excitement turned into hesitation. Now, dealerships are in panic mode. Ford is throwing out discounts up to $15,000, offering aggressive financing, and tacking on dealer bonuses just to keep these trucks moving. Some dealers are even rejecting future shipments due to inventory pileups. The Lightning had ambition, but the average buyer wants reliability, range, and affordability, and right now, it delivers none of those. This was supposed to be the truck of tomorrow. Instead, it's becoming today's biggest electric misfire. GMC Sierra 1500 IT was meant to stand out in a crowded segment, but not for all the wrong reasons. The GMC Sierra 1500 was designed to be the premium full-size pickup, the luxury upgrade from the Chevrolet Silverado. It sports aggressive styling, chrome accents, bold branding, and all the visual cues of an upscale workhorse. Under the hood, buyers can choose between powerful V8 engines and turbocharged options, depending on the trim. But beneath all that flash lies a harsh truth. The Sierra doesn't deliver enough real-world substance to justify its inflated price tag. Mechanically, it shares its core components with the Chevrolet Silverado. Same chassis, same powertrain, same towing numbers. The only major differences are cosmetic, more polished materials, slightly upgraded infotainment, and a higher price. Tag. Buyers are realizing quickly that they're being asked to spend thousands more for a nearly identical truck with a different badge slapped on the grille. In today's competitive market, where value and substance matter more than ever, that's a hard sell, especially when rivals like the Ram 1500 offer a truly luxurious interior, leather seats, open-pore wood, and class-leading ride quality. The Sierra, in contrast, feels like a mid-tier truck trying too hard to dress up. Now, dealerships are flooded with unsold Sierras. To move them, they're tossing out steep cash incentives, extended financing plans, and bonus add-ons. In some regions, discounts exceed $6,000. Still, buyers are looking elsewhere, because in 2025, truck shoppers want more than chrome. They want authenticity. There is the art. Ford F-150. For more than 4 decades, the Ford F-150 has been the best-selling vehicle in America, period. It earned that title through brute force, legendary reliability, and unmatched brand loyalty. From construction sites to family farms, the F-150 has been the heartbeat of the American road. But in 2025, something strange is happening. The king of trucks is slipping, and fast. Over time, the F-150 became bloated with luxury packages, touchscreens, drive modes, and hybrid options. What used to be a simple, tough workhorse has become a complex machine filled with sensors, software, and sticker shock. Fully loaded trims now top $100,000, pushing this once affordable pickup into luxury territory. The result, buyers are turning away. Many traditional truck shoppers want simplicity, value, and durability, not a 6-figure payment plan tied to bells and whistles they'll never use. Dealerships are drowning in unsold inventory. In many states, dealers are slicing prices by $10,000 or more, offering 0% financing, loyalty bonuses, and even free maintenance packages. But even these offers can't reverse the growing fatigue. People are asking a simple question: when did America's work truck become so complicated? It's no longer about hauling lumber or towing trailers. It's about configuring software and learning infotainment systems. And for many, that's a deal breaker. Final thoughts. So which of these trucks would you drive if the price was right? Let me know in the comments, and don't forget to subscribe, because this list was just the beginning.